Hi there. So this is week 2 of isolation. New week, new blog. Continuing on from last week's Rona isolation. This is week 2, which means really have nothing going on in my life right now. But last week I noticed I do apologize if it seemed to be draining. Didn't really have much on, didn't really organize anything, wasn't really prepared. But then again, who is really prepared for isolation? Who actually, would imagine we'll be doing this in this day and age, 2020? So yeah, but this week I think I am going to make a conscious effort to try harder and make the most out of it, because I noticed last week I just spent most of the time sleeping, napping all day and eating. And, the start of the year I had a goal to kind of get back into shape, just physically and mentally as well. And, last week just wasn't contributing in that lifestyle. So I thought this week I would, like I said, put in more of a conscious effort. But I've noticed a lot of people do this Chloe Ting 2 weeks ab challenge. So I'm a bit of a skeptic when it comes to things like that. Like, I've tried everything, like when it comes to like dieting and stuff. And, whether it works or not, a lot of people posted that it does work. And for me, I'm like, okay, I got to see it. I got to try it to see it. So when I say try, hopefully I do 2 weeks worth. But it only goes for like 10, 15 minutes anyway a day, which doesn't sound too bad. So I'm going to start this week to do that. So it's a 2-week thing. And yeah, so it is currently Monday. It's Easter Monday. And I realized I forgot to show you guys what my hot cross bun. So like I said, for Easter this year, I've been making, like, actually not just Easter, but like since Izzy was born, I've been using my spare time to be more creative and make like little felt food for Izzy. And for Easter, I made some hot cross buns. So these are my finishing product. I forgot to show you guys, but if you follow me on Insta, you would have seen the post on Little Smidgy. So these are the hot cross buns. They're a little bit bigger. Like, I actually made it to be a bit bigger, so I cut it down small, but they're still a little bit big. So they're actually like normal size hot cross buns, or even maybe a little bit bigger depending on some brands, or some like the Coles ones. I think it's tiny. But yeah, this is, what do you guys think of my hot cross buns? So I made 3 of them for Easter this year. So did some pics, and Izzy's been playing with that with her little kitchen. But yeah, so this morning, because it's Easter Monday, Kang has the day off. So this morning we had, weekend breakfast, bacon and eggs. And yeah, so I've also started prepping for dinner. So today I plan to do a big cook-off, just so I don't have to cook for the next couple of days. Just Asian food, because it's really easy to cook and it lasts like a few days as well. So I've got some soup, prepared some veggies to cook up later, marinated some meat, and Kang's just taken Izzy up to nap, which means hopefully we'll get quiet time for the next 2 to 3 hours. So I'm going to start doing the Chloe Ting abs challenge. Before I start, I guess I had to do a mandatory before pick. So this is, I was kind of on a right track going to the gym, but then I've kind of just gone back to square one again. Like, I'm cautious about what I say in terms of body positivity and imaging. And like I said previously, like, I know I'm big, I know I'm overweight, and I don't mean to say things to put other people down or put me down. It's just a coping mechanism that I've kind of grown up with, I'm trying to stay away from. But I really don't like my tuck shop lady arms. They're like my biggest kind of like thing ever since a young age. Like, I just never felt comfortable with my arms because I feel like it's almost the same size as my face. My legs are okay. Like, I don't have a problem with my legs. It's just more my upper body that I feel quite heavy, and the past 2 years or so my chin has definitely gotten worse. So this is my current situation. So I would like to say that, this is post-baby, but it's actually pre-baby kind of like figure. So, anyways, this is the before. And hopefully I'll have like a different result for after. Let's see how we go. Let's get started. The first exercise Bro, that was literally 10 minutes, not even like 10 or 12 minutes, and it was hard. Oh my God, like after like the third or fourth exercise, I could not even lift my legs. And I know I'm so unfit and my techniques were completely wrong, and I pretty sure I gave up halfway through each. But I try to do as much as I could, and I think if anything, if I don't see any physical progress after 2 weeks, what I aim to do is at least work on the techniques to finish doing the proper techniques. But it is so freaking hard, and like I said, it's not even 15 minutes, it's like maybe 12 minutes. But yeah, I'm like so unfit, but hopefully within the next 2 weeks I'll improve in that. But yeah, it definitely made my legs so heavy, and I can feel my stomach starting to shake and like sweat it out. So that's day 1 of the abs challenge completed. I guess I might have to have a short little break. I'll probably end up taking a nap actually. But I've got some soup cooking on the stove, so I'm just gonna keep an eye on that and just rest a bit. It's dinner. I've got some winter melon soup, some tomato beefy stir fry, some tofu fishball, mushroom stir fry, steak, and rice. And tonight I'm having soju with Yakult. Bon appetit! So we are watching MasterChef. Just started this season. Drinking my Pooms. We're actually placing an order. Actually, I think Cam's gonna get some more alcohol tomorrow. Might as well start drinking. But all I've got at the moment is Pooms. I got Pooms. Pooms today. Gotta drink every day. Morning, so it's actually very close to afternoon. It's just past 11 o'clock and we just got up having breakfast now. Today for breakfast we are having eggs and ham, cheese sandwiches. Izzy has her cheese and toast, not cheese and toast, and eggs and yogurt. Yeah, just, I don't know, like I'm normally like a really tired person, but I feel like all my days are jumbling into one. I'm just always tired. Anytime I sit and rest, I just fall asleep. Yeah, being isolation, even though, you know, I used to stay home a lot anyway, like it really does play with your head. And, you know, I think this is like a generation thing, but I also feel like our generation have gone so weak and stupid. Like not stupid, but as in like, you know, anything that you question, turn it into a challenge, and everyone just goes nuts. And I've seen a lot of challenges, especially now since everyone is in isolation, and I don't normally partake in those, but I feel like there's really nothing else to do. So today I decided I'm gonna try the Dalgona challenge, the Dalgona coffee challenge, which is like the whipped coffee. This is gonna be interesting. First of all, I have this blitzer that I've used constantly for like blitzing stuff. I've never used the whisk function, so that's the first. I'm not a big fan of like plain milk, so I don't know how that's gonna go, but let's see if this will turn out. It's not as, I feel like to get it really whipped, you have to drink it, like put it on ASAP. Otherwise it starts to defoam, or maybe I put a bit too much water. But anyways, this is what it looks like. Now, I've actually never really seen what happens next. So, look, it's like a little smiley face. But yeah, I've actually never seen what to do next. I don't even know how to drink it, because by the time I put a straw in and drink it, first of all, if I drink like this, I'm going to get foam all over me. And if I use it with a straw, I'm just going to taste plain milk. So I have no idea what to do with this next. But challenge accepted. So just did my Chloe Ting challenge and I feel like I'm sweating more than I did yesterday. So last night, like even though it goes for like not long at all, like 11, 12 minutes, I definitely felt it last night, and this morning, like my stomach and my arms, I felt so heavy and like hurting. And even just now, I feel like I'm slightly a little bit better today than I did yesterday, but I still have a long way to go. So hopefully I can keep up with this and get results. Friday night is lit. Oh wait, what day is it today? Oh, it's Tuesday. Tuesday. Fun times on a Tuesday night. Applying for Centrelink and made some fruit tingle. Well, actually, it's kind of fruit tingle. So we went to Coles to try and buy some raspberry cordial, just red cordial, but they didn't have any. So I instead had to improvise and buy raspberry soda. So this is my Gina's version of fruit tingle. But yeah, so I'm actually applying for Centrelink right now because, you know, why not on a Thursday? No, what day is it today? Tuesday, on a Tuesday night. And it's so freaking hard. Like, I know everyone, like a lot of people, 15% I think of Australians are now unemployed. And yeah, it's the worst time. Like normally it's so hard to get in touch with Centrelink over the phone and online, but now it's like even super hard. I can't even get through. The line is always busy and hangs up on me. So I thought I will try and apply online, and the questions it asks are so ridiculous. Like, I'm applying for family benefits and it asks, you're applying for like if it's a natural disaster. And I don't know, would you consider coronavirus a natural disaster like event? So I tried to go to the chat thing to ask, and it referred me to a page which is not found. So back to square one, trying to call. And hey, move your fingers. Have Isabel trying to click delete button out of all buttons to do this. But yeah, so this is taking forever. I haven't even really started yet, so I'm just going to see how far I can go and hope for the best. I don't even know what day it is in isolation anymore, but I know it's a Wednesday, and today I trying to call Centrelink to ask a few information. I finally got through today, because every time I try to call, the line is always, actually it doesn't even get through, it just hangs up on you. It says the line is busy and hung up. So I decided to call another department and get transferred through. I have been literally like an hour, maybe an hour and a half now. I've been an hour and 24 minutes on hold trying to get through, but I'm not going to give up. So in the meantime, I've eaten breakfast. I've built a whole train set for Isabel to play with. Just keep it busy. It's taken me a while because it's quite flimsy. I bought it from Aldi for Christmas like 2 years ago when she was only like a few months old. Which she doesn't see. It's finally all set up, ready for her to play, demolish, whatever, but she just doesn't seem interested in right now. But I want to sit down, wait while I'm on hold and play with this thing because it took me forever to set it up. So this is the train set. I forgot how much it was, but it wasn't that bad. Actually, Aldi has really good weekly, like the special deals. They have pretty good toys when they come out. I'm currently looking for toys for Izzy, but they're currently all sold out regularly. So I'm hoping Aldi will have like a kids toy sale soon. But how cute is this? It's got like trains, cars, even little like house figurines. Yeah, like it's meant to say like from 3-year-old plus, but I figured right now she just likes to throw everything, and I don't have building blocks for her, so I guess I was hoping she'll be interested in this, but clearly not. So just did another Chloe Ting abs challenge. I almost decided was not going to do it. So after spending like 2 hours on hold to Centrelink, I finally got through to 3 people. But the third person was really good and answered all my questions. And then I tried to do the abs challenge by setting up my phone to Chromecast, and it legit took longer than actually doing the challenge. So I didn't end up getting it connected. I ended up falling asleep, took a nap for an hour, and then forced myself up to do the abs challenge. Yeah, I was so close. Glad I did it. And I feel like it's getting harder and harder. And I don't know about you when you do exercise, especially on a mat. Maybe I should have worn shoes or something because I just find it really slippery. I have trouble just staying up, finding grip more than anything. But yeah, so it is like almost 4:30 now and I'm going to get dinner prepared. Hopefully have it all ready so we can, take the kids for a walk because I think it's going to start raining from tomorrow. So hopefully get one more good day of just going outside a bit. Tonight's din for the win-win. Roast chicken legs with a vinaigrette roast potato salsa, some grilled corn and broccoli. Yummy? And tonight's drink of choice is Midori with pineapple juice. Delish. So on today's episode of Life in Isolation, we are having breakfast at 11:30. For breakfast, we are having leftover soup and cold rice. And Izzy's having some too. So it's not every day that we have fancy ass breakfast or even just toast. A lot of times I resort to eating leftovers because why not? There's food and I don't want it to go to waste. But the reason why I have cold rice is because usually when I heat up the soup on the stove, I don't like food that is like super hot. I get like a fear of like burning my taste buds. So what I figured is that if I boil the soup super hot and then I add cold rice, it kind of just balances out the temperature of it, so it's easier to eat. Ooh, just had a little nap. This is almost becoming like a daily routine. We'll get up around 10:30, have brunch, let Izzy play for a bit, she goes down for a nap, I go down for a nap, do a little abs challenge, have dinner, and repeat every day. So just got up from a nap because Izzy had a really unsettled night last night again. I don't know why, like she just wouldn't, like she would sleep and then she won't sleep. She was just out crying. You settle her and she's all fine. You don't have to get her up, you just settle her. And then the minute you leave her room, she starts crying again. And that was like all night last night. Ugh. And then the craziest thing happened. I had the most effed up dream last night. Like it wasn't even a dream, more of like a supernatural experience. It was kind of weird because I've had it before, but nothing as freaky and creeped out. I was so scared this morning. So I didn't go to bed till like 1, and then I somehow like dozed off to bed. And when you're dreaming, it's gotten to the stage how sometimes when I'm dreaming, I know it's a dream. And sometimes it just feels so real. And it got to a point where I was kind of in and out knowing it was a dream and wasn't sure. And I thought like when you dream and then you wake up out of a dream, but then you realize you're still dreaming, if that makes sense. Anyways, but the reason why it was so weird is because it wasn't exactly a dream. It was more of a feeling. So this morning, like I wasn't even sleeping for that long, but I felt like Kyung was I thought he was like scratching me with like an ear picker thing, like a really small metal stick or something. And I thought he was like kind of just like scratching me. It felt like that. And it actually felt like it. Like it wasn't a dream. I could feel it. And then to the point where like he was like trying to do it in my ear and like fluffing my ear. And it literally felt like something was fluffing to the point where I was like, okay, stop it. Because I felt like I was awake. And then a split second later, I realized I was still dreaming and forced myself up because it felt so real. Like someone was actually like attacking me with an ear picker. I was so freaking scared. And I looked at Kyung and he was still like fast asleep. And like I couldn't feel anything anymore either. And I was freaking out. It took me forever to go back to sleep after that because I was worried if I closed my eyes. And then I kind of thought maybe it was like a moth or something that was flickering near my ear. And then I was so scared, like I just couldn't sleep. I was under the covers, but I was also really hot and sweaty too. So anyways, I managed to go to sleep, but that was just a really weird experience. And I've had weird experiences before, as in like I remember the first time Cal and his family moved into their new house a couple of years ago, and like I had this weirdest dream where someone was whispering cauliflower into my ear, like just cauliflower. I know it sounds really stupid, but just like it felt so real that someone was blowing something, and then I thought it was Kang. Like, you know when you're sleeping and you know you're sleeping, like, Kang, stop it. But it wasn't him, and I was like, what the hell? And then another time, it was like I was dreaming, and I felt like a baby kind of like like, you know, blowing down on me. And like back then when I was trying to conceive, I felt like it was so real. Like this is the month that was going to happen, because something like just was like, I'm pretty sure it was like a baby or something, like a spirit. I don't know, but it was like blowing on me. So I was for sure thought I was pregnant then, which I wasn't. I was actually like a couple of months later. But that felt so real too. But not as scary as last night. Last night was just, yeah, like physically scary. Anyways. So it is 3:30. Actually, no, it's like almost 4 o'clock now. I should really go and prepare dinner, do my Chloe Ting abs challenge, and maybe clean the house a bit. Tonight's dinner is Vietnamese Tico Tao with cucumber, broccoli, and rice. Yum. I used quail eggs. Usually I use normal eggs, but today I thought I would use quail eggs. Drink is Pims. Shin ramen with chrysanthemum veggies for brekkie. So today is Friday, which means it's Fancy Friday, where we actually get dressed up. So, just kidding, I'm still in my bike shorts. But today is Friday, so I thought we'll get fancy and dressed. And I'm just Isabel today. How cute is this little pinafore? The realization came to me the other day as I was cleaning out her wardrobe that she has a ton of like size 1 clothes, which is what she's growing into. And then the thought also came that if this isolation thing goes on for the next couple of months, she's not going to be able to wear a lot of the clothes. So I thought it was time that we really start, you know, making the most of it. And usually all day, every day, wearing our jammies. But I thought, you know what? Let's start cracking it open for the fun of it and getting dressed. So nothing planned today on this wonderful, fabulous Friday. I actually did the unthinkable last night. I don't know whether, I can't believe I'm actually saying this and I feel quite ashamed to admit it, but I downloaded the TikTok app last night. So, I haven't started, I just signed up. She loves this mini thing, like, I don't know why she's obsessed with it. But anyways, so yeah, I did the unthinkable last night, downloaded TikTok and signed up for it. Haven't figured out how to use it because I kind of have a bit of, I can be a bit of a techophobe, if that's a word. Like, I just don't like trying new things. Like, not that, you know, I'm not interested, it's that fear of the unknown, like where my information is going to, whether I'm doing it wrong and I'm sending like personal details out, etc., etc. But I thought, fuck it, like, it's like I said, like the whole coffee challenge and like all these little challenges, like I think they're quite stupid, but in times like this where there's nothing else to do, I get it. And I thought, you know, I'll sign up and see what the fun is. So I haven't started, so I might play around with it today and see how I go. So I gave up on the TikTok because it just seemed really complicated. Good try. But we're going to go for a little walk now. So going to show you quarantine fashion. Have my bike shorts, have my silky top, which is actually PJ top, but and my jumper, which is not PJs, but it looks like PJs. But we are going for a little stroll. Guys, so embarrassing. I realized I haven't shaved my legs. Just finished up dinner. Just had leftovers from last night. And tonight's drink of choice is Chambord with lemonade and lime. It is a Friday night, so we might actually stay up and watch a movie tonight. So winning. So it's Kiang's putting Izzy to bed, but I thought I would make some coloured rice. Just some monterey stuff, and honestly, I've had this big ass brown rice in the pantry for like ages. I'll probably say like at least 4 years. Clearly it's not my go-to, so I thought I'll use this to make colour rice, just so Izzy can have some Monterey stuff to play with. It seems pretty easy. So I've got rice, vinegar, I don't know why, but I hope it doesn't smell like vinegar, and I've got some food dye and some Ziploc bags, so hopefully this goes well. Okay, so it's actually pretty easy to make, but it can get very messy. My tips are to use a bigger Ziploc bag so you have room to shake the rice around, otherwise, and make sure it's correctly zipped and locked, otherwise you're gonna spill rice everywhere. Before you put the dye in, and do it individually. Even out the rice into the amount of colours you want in case you run out of rice. In my case, I thought I would try to make 3 cups of each, but I didn't have enough, so it's almost 2 cups of each rice, except for the green where I make 3 cups. And yeah, it was actually pretty easy. Like, it actually dries pretty quick, but I've just kind of left it here to dry. So this is what it's looking like at the moment. So you just gotta keep putting more dye to make the color vibrant, but this is what I ended up with. The purple one was a bit of a struggle because when I realized I was running out of rice to make the 6th one, I used a bit of the blue, 1 cup of blue, and mixed it. But because it was kind of already setting dry on some of the rice, it didn't really blend with the red to make the purple. So that one kind of actually looks like normal wild rice because it's a little bit different, but overall it's not too bad. So hopefully these will be dried and ready to go. And they don't actually, I put vinegar in it because it said to use vinegar, and I was actually quite concerned whether it would make the whole house smell like vinegar, but it's actually okay. So ta-da! So today is Saturday. Did a little grocery shopping this morning. We all had a little nap, so it's currently almost 4 o'clock. I don't know why, but like for lunchtime, Izzy has this thing where she just throws all her lunch on the floor. I don't know this phase. But anyways, obviously a really slow day today as well. Like every other day. But today I thought Izzy just got up from her nap. So she's had a little bit of food to eat. But I thought I would start introducing some like activities for her, like sensory games, and really getting her into her development, because I feel like she's still quite delayed in certain things, so I want to kind of encourage her to work on that. So I decided, so obviously like last night I made the coloured rice, which I'm not going to give to her now because I feel like now the colours are separated, I want to test it first. So I bought split peas a couple of months ago, which I've been holding off, but I think I'm going to try split peas first, because since the colours are all separated for the rice, I don't want it to kind of mix together like that. I want to kind of keep it separated as long as I could. So this is what I have so far, and I went and bought some of these like wooden, because wooden stuff are pretty expensive, and I was online yesterday night till 3 a.m. in the morning trying to find like some of these like nice sensory games, and they're quite like Grims and Grappat and all those. They're really expensive kind of like wooden toys. So as much as they look really pretty, I thought I'll try to improvise and let her play with this. I put like magnetic animals underneath, so hopefully she'll like it and try to find it. Want to play a game? How cute is her outfit today? This is a hand-me-down from my cousin, but how cute is this overalls? It's from Goldie and Ace. I put in an order a few months ago, and they actually sent me the wrong item. And then they sent me the real one, but I got to keep this one, which is really nice of them. But this was during the time of the bushfire, so I felt really bad, so I donated some money to make up for it. What's underneath? I might have put the animals a bit far in. What's this? It's a deer. Tonight's dinner, cooked by Kyung, crispy pork belly. We're going to have them in bao buns today with fries on the side. And tonight's drink is fruit tangles. Yum. Saturday night, zooming with the fam. So tonight we end up having a family Zoom session. Also put Izzy to bed. So I thought tonight I am in much need of a facial. So I want to do like a 10-step skincare routine because I haven't done one in a very long time. So first thing is I'm going to clean my face. I don't have any makeup on or anything today, but just like, you know, face oil and stuff like that. And there's dirt and food off my face. I'm just going to use this. Step 2 is cleanse. So I'm going to use the Senka Perfect Whipped. It's like a nice whipped. You only need like a little tiniest bit, and it's a lot of product. And step 3, I'm going to exfoliate this with my Clarisonic. Step 4, I'm going to use a toner, which is this one. Don't know what it is because it's in Japanese, but I'm pretty sure I've done a tutorial or haul previously. So follow me and look at my other videos. Now that the toner's in, I'm going to apply some face mask. The first one is the pores one around the pores area, and I'm going to mix it with this one, which is just the Glam Glow hydrating one. Gonna have a little snooze while that does its job. Oh, my face feels minty fresh. Alright, next off, number 6 I think is Essence. Applying this Misha Intensive Moist. After that's done, I'm going to put on another mask. This one is a green tea extract for extra hydration in case I didn't get enough the first time. Also, don't forget to put the excess on your neck. So leave it on for another 10-20 minutes and take another short nap. Right, so now that that's done, moving on to the next step, which is 7. And I want to put this Sunday Riley's, this is the Good Jeans. Because it's nighttime, I'm not going to put anything with SPF in it because I'm just going to go to sleep anyway. So I'm going to use this. And then step 8, I'm going to put some eye cream. I'm using this collagen eye cream. And then number 10, I'm also going to add a nighttime serum. I'm using the Sunday Riley Luna. This is the sleeping night oil. Ta-da! Ready for bed. Rise and shine on this lovely Sunday morning or afternoon because it's actually almost 12 o'clock. Got pancakes for breakfast today with leftover pork from yesterday, eggs. Bon appetit! Hey there, so today is Sunday and Sunday is now Fitness Sundays. Got our fitness gear on. Not that we're really gonna do any major exercise, but at least we're looking good. Mine's just a one I got from ASOS like a few years ago. I don't know, I find that Australian sizing is quite limited. Like they do have a bit of a plus size range, but not a lot, especially in the Adidas Originals. I still prefer to buy it off Adidas. Hers is how cute is hers? Isabel, look at your outfit. It's got sushi on it. How cute is that? Anyways, so yeah, we just had breakfast. It's 12 o'clock though, so nothing much today. I am planning to bake a cake. I saw this really nice like soft spongy cake recipe online, so I thought I would try and give that a go later. But today I'm just gonna hang out with Izzy. I've been actually wanting to buy some building blocks for her, only because she's kind of at that destructive age where she just throws everything. Like I tried the whole sensory thing yesterday, finding the animals in the split peas, but she was more interested in just throwing the split peas around. So I thought it would be good to get her some building blocks, but they can get quite expensive. So I've actually been hunting the ones from Kmart because they appear to be the cheapest. It's like $15 for like 120 blocks, whereas normally it's like $50 for like 50 blocks. But they've always been out of stock. Like I love Kmart religiously, but I've got to say, like during this time, and I know they're trying their hardest, just to get things, like they've done a few things to try and improve situations, especially with the whole coronavirus, but it's just not working. Like, so I know some stores now are closed in order to, I guess, help with online stock, trying to get them going, but every time I try to buy something, it's out of stock. Always out of stock online. And then some items you can add to your cart, but then it's still out of stock. And I've heard from friends that they've ordered, but they've had to get a refund because they were still out of stock, even when the order went through. So it's just a bit crazy at the moment, and it's been a few weeks, and I'm still trying to get that. And I keep thinking I'll just get another brand, like another one, and pay a bit more. But I just still can't get around the fact that they only cost $15. I'm not sure on the sizing, but yeah, anyways, but Kang mentioned the other night that, actually this morning, we've actually got Jenga blocks. So I'm just going to give them for her to play with now so she can kind of, do her thing and construct that. Alrighty then. Or you can do that. Well, at least she's having fun other ways. Tonight's dinner is chicken curry with some cabbage and rice. So, Sunday night, and I thought I would try baking a cake. I haven't baked in like so long, so not sure how this is going to come out, but I found on Facebook a link to like a Taiwanese castella cake, which looks like just a normal spongy kind of like fluffy cake, and I've been missing like the Timorese cheesecake. If you're Timorese and you know what I'm talking about, then oh my god, it is so good. And it is literally a cheesecake, not like a New York cheesecake with cream cheese. Like I'm talking about block cheese. So I don't know how to make. I was given the recipe to make the Timorese cheesecake years ago from my mother-in-law, but it just never turned out. So I thought instead of making that cake base, I'm going to try making this one, because if it's soft and fluffy, that's all you really need for a cheesecake. So I'm going to give it a go. Hopefully, I've actually put in the effort to measure out the ingredients. The recipe is quite simple, but I guess there's a lot of technique, because we've tried making the Japanese fluffy cheesecake before and it didn't really turn out as well. So hopefully this turns out. So a little drink while I'm baking, just Midori lemonade today, nothing too fancy. All my drinks are pretty like basic, but so happy in the way it's turned out. This is how pretty this is. Honestly, it sounds weird having like a sweet cake with like salty cheese, but it is so good. So this I use, like I said, I use the Taiwanese Castella cake recipe. And then I twisted it into like a Timorese cheesecake with just cream and shredded cheese. But you need to make sure you use like the block cheese that you normally get in the aisle rather than the fridge. Look how pretty. I can't wait to try this. It's so pretty. The cream inside is melting a bit because I think it's still a bit warm. I may have prematurely creamed it, but I'm so freaking happy. So I've already started eating it, but it's nice and spongy. It's not too much. There's not a strong, it's a quite subtle flavor, but it's definitely, I don't know, like it's quite nice. It's not as strong flavored sponge cake. It's more just like a plain spongy. I think it's maybe a little bit too tall and fluffy for a cheesecake with the cheese, but it's still quite tasty though with the cream cheese. Not the cream cheese, the shredded cheese. So good. So I've got a second opinion. Kang reckons all I did was whip the cream because I didn't think it needed cream because of the sponge cake, but because the sponge cake is quite subtle, probably should have added a bit of sugar in the cream. But other than that, so freaking happy. So that was the end for another week in isolation. Again, really didn't get up too much. I have been doing the abs challenge every day, so stay tuned. Obviously, you know, I've got another week left to go, so I'll probably give an update post video once that's done. And I don't know, like I almost didn't do it today, but honestly, if you think about it, it's only 10 minutes a day, so I try. I will try to work on that technique more than anything, but, you know, I think, I don't know, like I say now, I feel like the past couple of days, we've created a new routine. It's not the best routine, but it's one that seems to be continuing. So I want to be able to continue at least doing a fitness. I mean, the things, you know, our routine now appears to be waking up late, having breakfast during lunchtime, taking midday naps. We do take, you know, try to take Izzy out and Coco out for a short walk, encourage her walking, and just for Coco and us just to get out of the house. Otherwise, it just drives us crazy. Like, it's that feeling of feeling trapped. Yeah, so I try to do, you know, the abs challenge just to get that as well. But it is pretty tough. Like, it has been a tough 2 weeks, and I would like to say, you know, that's it. That's the end of isolation. But honestly, like, I don't know how this is going to go for. So, not surprising if I have any more isolation blogs for you guys. But at the end of the day, like, on the news, like, it's good to see that there are less cases, new cases, less people dying in Australia from the coronavirus. So I guess, you know, some things are working. If it means that we need to stay tight for another couple of months, then, you know, at the end of the day, I think we're all in this together and we'll be fine as long as we don't give up. But yeah, so I hope you made it through this week of isolation. If, you know, you followed me through my 2 weeks, make sure you give me a thumbs up, and, you know, to see what I've got in the store, which I have no idea myself, make sure you hit subscribe. But until next time, peace.